There must be thousands of single people in Jacksonville. So why is it so hard to find love, you ask? Are you thinking all the good ones are gone? Well, don't give up until you watch this story. Meet Sonia.
Well, I was actually born and raised in Jacksonville. My parents immigrated here from Iran during the revolution, so in 1979 we ended up here in Jacksonville. It was a little bit difficult in the beginning for my parents to learn the language and, get settled into a new home in a new country, but it was a way for them to kind of give us an opportunity.
Sonia grew up in the Arlington area, attending Fort Caroline Elementary and Middle Schools and Terry Parker High.
Had a lot of friends, was very social, was kind of like, a social butterfly, but I wasn't into the guy thing.
But there was one upperclassman that caught her eye, Michael Tomasino.
He was like kind of big man on campus, football player and soccer player, but he kind of had his own style, and I think that's why I noticed him.
Mike was also from the Arlington area.
I grew up in Charter Point. I was there until I went to college, and I played soccer. I was on the football team, and then I also did pole vaulting.
But the popular two rarely crossed paths.
I thought he was cute and nice, but I really didn't know much about him.
Her best friend, though, grew up right next door to me. It was my neighbor.
That's true.
And then, so she probably saw me, and I probably saw her from time to time.
After high school, Sonia and Mike took two very different paths.
After high school, I was pretty much ready to discover what was outside of the Jacksonville area and just was ready to, actually experience it and live it.
So she moved to South Florida and attended school for fashion marketing. An internship landed her an exciting and fast-paced job with Bloomingdale's.
Had a lot of fashion shows, did a lot of charity work, wrote press releases, all kinds of exciting things that, you never imagined you'd be doing as a girl from Jacksonville.
She rose through the ranks and traveled the world, but the position proved to be tiring and it interfered with her personal life.
I was a little bit torn because although I loved the traveling and everything, I really just wanted, someone to connect with, someone to share it with, someone to talk to about it. And I found myself coming back home more and more and more to Jacksonville for the weekends just to see my family.
Meanwhile, Dr. Mike was busy setting up his practice.
I moved to Gainesville and went to school for undergrad and majored in zoology. And then I went on to dental school for 4 years, and then I came back to Jacksonville in 2003 and started practicing dentistry.
Unaware of the paths each other had taken, the two never thought of each other again. But thank goodness for the Jaguars. At the 2006 season opener, a tailgating Sonia recognized Mike.
I was pretty nervous because I realized he was there, and I was like, oh, that's the guy I liked in high school. I was kind of caught off guard because he has this booster club for the Jaguars. They're called the Hooligans, and they wear all black and skulls on their shirts, and they were, kind of hard to walk into that crowd.
Really passionate fans that support the team through thick and thin, and after the game we were just kind of hanging out because we had beat them and having a good time and chanting, and then she came by, and I was really surprised. I was kind of nervous myself.
I was like, after 20 minutes, okay, I'm going to go back to my friends now. It's nice to meet you, nice to see you again. And then I left thinking, oh, that was fun,
Although the meeting was brief, Sonia had left quite an impression on Mike, and he wasted no time trying to see her again.
He called me 2 hours later, and I was actually getting ready for the evening, a nice night out in Jacksonville with some old friends, and he asked if I would put off going out with my friends to go out with him instead. And I thought, wow, that is bold.
But she went, and the two hit it off.
Just couldn't believe that he was still in Jacksonville and not in a big city and not married, and I was pretty surprised.
You know, once I got done with dental school, you know, I thought, well, it's, you know, I should have probably met someone in dental school or college. You know, all the good ones are probably gone by now.
And so Sonia, who had just about given up on love, went back to South Florida a changed person.
What I found was that we were at the same exact point in our lives. He kind of was like me in a way, but still optimistic, still positive, and it really showed me that there could be a great person out there, you know, that there were different people out there, and they happened to be in my hometown. So that was like a light went on.
Mike continued to call, and the two visited each other regularly. Eventually, Sonia found a job at the spa at Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra, and Mike found the perfect ring.
It's our sparkly one.
I never thought that I would marry someone from high school, ever. I didn't even think I would marry someone from Jacksonville. You know, I think we're pretty different people, but at the same time we have the same values, and you know, we know the same people, and you know, we kind of grew up in the same environment.
It's still very hard to even believe this is happening. Just to meet such an amazing person and have it complete your life when you really don't think you're gonna find it, and it's been here all along. Who would have ever thought, you know, that this city would grow to be our home?
And so, in the words of novelist George Moore, a man, or in this case a woman, traveled the world over in search of what she needed and returned home to Jacksonville to find it. Happy Valentine's Day from Jacksonville.com. For Jacksonville.com, I'm Amanda Warford.